Okay. Okay. Get that link posted. Beautiful. All right, so today we're gonna be building some mobile apps in Flutter. I've already set up a base project I'm gonna be building off of today. I was kind of thinking of what we could build that would be fun. And the idea I came up with is an app to basically set goals to purchase certain items on Amazon or other websites and saving up to purchase those items. So basically it's like a virtual piggy bank where you can say, I've set aside this much money to go towards that item, and that way you don't make any impulsive purchases, but you actually save up the full amount prior to purchasing. So that's kind of the idea. So I'm just going to kind of dive right into it. I've already got Firebase set up and hooked up. I think I've got all the packages I need with the exception of one, which is shared preferences. Go ahead and install that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Close that sidebar. Don't care about that. Trying to think where I want to start with this. I think we'll start here. Okay. Override init state. First want to get some of the basic functionality going, so let's do void get UID, make that asynchronous, shared preferences, prefs is equal to, oh, I need to import this. Okay. It's equal to shared preferences dot get instance. And then we're going to say prefs dot get string. And then we want to get one with the key UID. Okay. Then we're going to call set state. UID is equal to temp UID. Okay. And this needs to be await. And then all this needs to be in a try catch. And so what I'm building is, it's going to be an app that basically the user can track how much money they've saved up to go towards a certain item. And when they've reached that full amount, it'll then prompt them to purchase the item. And so the idea is it helps them avoid making impulsive purchases by actually verifying that they've set aside the correct amount of money for that purchase. So it's kind of like a little way to make sure you're saving up enough. And it'll have some fun liquidy filling up a container to let you know when you've how far along you are, and we'll throw in some other stuff as well. But yeah, that's kind of just general overview, kind of what this is going to be. So let's print out the error is going to be. Okay, and then call this within init state. Okay. So that'll get the data we need from the start. If it hits here, the only reason should be because there is no UID in prefs, in shared preferences. If that happens, then what we're going to want to do here is we're going to want to create a UID for that user and store it in shared preferences. So I'm thinking of just using another package for that. So pub.dev UUID. I don't care for any dashes. I just care for like a single long string. I just want to make sure that UUID actually can do that. Which I could just remove the hyphens, but it'd be significantly easier if they just didn't exist in the first place. No, I can use that actually. That's fine. Okay, let me install this. Version 2.2.2. It's gotta be lucky. Okay. And utilizing it, I want to use time-based. Okay, I care for I want random. So that's what I care for. Let's import it. Oh my goodness. There we go. Back to home screen. Okay, UUID. And like I said, if we hit this catch statement, that means that there is no UUID already existing in shared preferences, so we want to set one. So we first need to create one, and so we say UUID.v4. Let me just confirm that v4 is the one we want. Yeah, so v4 should be the random one. Generate random EAD that will be used crypto. Okay, yeah, that's what I want. Okay. So I've created my random ID. I want to call setState and set UID equal to that. And then I want to set my shared preferences to do the same thing. So I'll copy this line. And then prefs.setString. Key will be UID, value will be UUID. Okay, and the reason I'm doing this is I want to use Firestore, but I don't want to use authentication. Given the constraints of what I'm building, there's no personal information that's needed to be stored. And so if I were to throw authentication there, there's a very good chance that the Apple Store would reject the app. And so I'm avoiding authentication altogether, but I still need some kind of unique identifier to tie users to their goals, well, to like the single goal they're working towards. And so I'm storing a value locally on the device, and that's what we're gonna be using instead. Okay, so this should be all the logic I need for doing that. Let's set UUID and shared preferences. Successfully pulled from shared preferences. Okay. How to build app matching. Like a matching game type app? Is that what you're referring to? Okay, let's kick this up. Let's minimize this guy. Oh, no. Hold on. It's going to build it on web. I want iOS simulator. Currently, there's nothing going on with this app. Nothing will be seen, but I want to have it open so I can build out and see as I'm building how the widgets are looking. So my shared preferences logic is done, and I believe it's sound. So I've got a couple other files that I'm going to be using. Firestore should handle all the setting of data and reading of data from Firestore. API, I'm hoping eventually, I've looked into this a little bit, but I want to hook into the Amazon APIs. That way the user can search for items and use those and like say, I want to set that as my goal. But looking into the APIs at a small, quick glance, the official Amazon APIs require you to have a seller account, which is I think $49.99 every 6 months. But it's also like the expectation that you're using it to post your own products to Amazon and see a little bit of other informations. It's not meant for building your own personal app. And so that's a problem because if I could get into trouble for using it for the wrong purposes and I'd have to pay for it. There's some private APIs that utilize scraping and looking at Amazon products, but those also cost like $30 a month. And so I'm still looking around and seeing if I can find some APIs that are either free or low cost. But right now I haven't really found anything at a quick glance. If any of you guys know of any good APIs I can scrape Amazon product information from, all I need is the name of the product, an image for the product, and a price of the product. Those are the 3 key things I need. Other than that, I do not care about any other information for that product. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Yeah. So I'm not going to hook that up yet. For now, the user will just manually input that information. And so we'll just kind of go from there. And then hopefully here in a day or so, I'll find an API that I like that I can use. Okay, so let me see if the simulator's up. It is. Let's go back to main and boot that. Okay. While I'm waiting for this to build, I actually do want to see what it puts into the terminal when it's done. I believe I want debug console. Okay, while that's pulling up, let's go ahead and add a couple things. So we'll have title at the top. We'll have product name. We'll have product photo. And this is just so I know what information I'm working with. By no means am I actually gonna have text widgets. Then I'll have a price. I'll have my fancy liquid widget, which I've already got a package that I think I'm gonna use for that. And then like an entry field for new amounts. And then I'll probably have a button, a floating action button that will be like a swap to swap or add a new item that you want to work towards. And if the user's already got a certain amount of money in there, it would basically throw all that money at a new product. Okay, so these are the different sections I'm going to have. As far as this one goes, I'm going to be using the liquid progress indicator package for that. There is a particular one. Okay, this has taken a very long time to load. I can ignore that for now. Oh man, okay. It must be because it's the first time I'm running it and I have some Firebase packages. But let's take a look at liquid indicator in the meantime. Liquid progress indicator. Okay, so I'm thinking of either doing this circular one that fills up, or if it allows me to, doing this one, but flipped vertically. The only thing is I don't know if that particular one flips vertically. Let's see if there's anything on that. Okay, we'll just kind of mess with it, I guess. I'm guessing this is just the, yeah, it's the liquid linear progress indicator. And it says here on the linear direction. So my only question is, if I say the direction's vertical, will it elongate it or will it like fill up while keeping the actual indicator horizontal. I think it'll flip it, which is what I want, so that'll be good, but we'll see. But honestly, I may not even have the space to put that one. I might need to use the circular one, because if the photo of the thing you're working towards is pretty big. Hey Chase, what's up? Okay, let's do that. Let's start with the circular. Okay, this thing is taking forever. I'm gonna run it straight from terminal. And then hopefully it'll work better. Okay, let's replace, close out of this. Why? Okay, I don't want it to be vertical. I want it to be horizontal, or no, I want it to be vertical. Loading, no. Hold on. I'm guessing, okay. Yeah, I want it to be the percentage. I want this to equal, whatever value is. And this will also be set to value. Okay. Value color, I don't want it to be pink. Let's do blue for now. Background color can be white, that's fine. Border color, remove that. Don't care for border at all for now. I think that's all I need. Let's see how this is going. It's still running a pod install. Holy cow, that's taking a while. Okay, let's see what else this library has to offer in the meantime. That's the same stuff we saw. Let's look at circular. Okay, we've got a value, background color, value color. Okay, so those were all of the options available that we just saw. Okay, I'm gonna pull up in Discord real quick. Still running a pod install. Okay. Does anyone want to guess how long this pod install is going to take? I think it's been, what, 3 minutes now? And it was previously running for about the same time before I killed it and started it up again. I'm thinking it's going to take another 2 minutes. I'm pretty sure the reason why it's taking forever is because not only does it have to deal with these packages as well, but the big whopping Firestore. Cloud Firestore always takes forever to install the initial time. I think that's why it's taken a while. But we can still build a lot of this. A lot of this is pretty simple, and I'm confident it's going to work. And so we can build a lot of this in the meantime without it running. So we set and get the UID of that user's machine, change the widget type to linear. So I kind of want to do linear, but I'm assuming you're talking about this liquid progress indicator. The only thing is like thinking about how much space I have on the emulator. I want to have the title of the product, an image of the product, and a price. And if I were to do linear, I'd have about probably half the screen. Well, and I also have to down below include some sort of way, or maybe like a pop-up with this circular progress indicator of some kind. I need to provide a way for them to add, like, I've saved up an additional $10 towards this item. And so I'm not sure that there's enough space to where visually it would look good. if I added the linear. Once it's up and running and we've got some of this stuff like put in here, we can kind of then assess whether or not we can use that. Luckily, I'm pretty sure they use the exact same values, the exact same options. And so it's just a matter of swapping circular for linear and we can kind of check it out. But yeah, that's why I didn't do it initially. I'm gonna start with this one and then we'll kind of go from there. Okay. In the meantime, let's focus on some other things. Photo, for example, that should be actually title we can get rid of. We're not going to do that. Maybe we'll have like a welcome screen, like a splash screen the first time they open the app or while it's loading, but I don't think we'll put like a title or anything. I want it to be as simplistic as possible and just like focused on what is the goal. The idea being eventually potentially putting like an ad bar at the bottom. Simplicity means you're probably going to use it more. I want people to use it. I don't want to draw them away. So I want it to look clean, neat, simple. Okay, so product name. Let's swap this for a cache network image. So let's go pub.dev cached. Oh, thought it would be enough. Oh, that's not it, is it? Unidentified. Is that the one I usually use? Yeah, that's the one I usually use. That's weird that it says it's unidentified. Okay. Let's import this package. Image URL. Let's find an Amazon product. I know you can't see what I'm seeing right now. That's intended. Let's see. That's what I want. Copy that image if it lets me. It's not letting me copy that image. Okay. Oh my goodness, 9,000 of these image tags. Okay. Hold on, let me try one more. Nope, not letting me. Okay. Ah, got it. Aha, okay, I got it. That's the image URL. You will see what it is momentarily. Size, is it size or height? It's just height, okay. We'll set to 200 for now. Error widget will be icons.error. colors.red. What are you mad about? Can't be assigned parameter type widget function. Boy, am I lazy. Okay. So that's error widget. Is it loading? What is it? Placeholder? Placeholder. Placeholder. Circular progress indicator. You gotta be kidding me. I see no issue with this. Oh, yes I do. All right, circular progress indicator. Okay. It's fine. Let's see how. Still building. Great. Okay. Totally just froze there for a second. It's not good. Okay, it installed pods, finally. That is the hard part. 517 seconds. It was definitely longer, but a good deal of the time probably was setting up to start doing pod install. But it was definitely a lot longer than 517 seconds. Okay, so that should be done momentarily. My computer is starting to freeze a little bit. I think between all the applications I'm running and it being a MacBook, it's not dealing with this well. Okay, so that's the image. Price, let's just put something that looks more realistic for now. We'll say $149.99. There we go. And this will be product name. I hope you all know what this is. So I'm hoping you guys will see momentarily. Still building, but I'm building an app where the user can input a product that they want from Amazon that they're saving up for. And basically the user can input how much money they've set aside for that product. And so the idea being is it'll have a kind of like a liquid progress indicator that shows how much money you've saved up to go towards that item. And it'll help you realize when you've actually put aside enough money into your bank account for that. Not many people save up cash nowadays. I don't know if any of you do, but I personally don't. And so the idea being, I've set aside and I know that I've saved X amount of money in my bank account that I can put towards that item. And so that's kind of what we're working on. Because it was the initial build, it was taking a while. Great. Couldn't build application. Path provider not found. Oh, joy. Okay. Let's do a clean. And then we'll try building one more time and see if that goes away. And then if it doesn't, we'll check out Stack Overflow. It's been quite some time since I've seen that. It should build much faster this time around, though. Okay. That's frustrating. In the meantime, let's see if we can find some Amazon product API. So I know Amazon, they have their own API, but like I said, it's going to cost quite a bit. And I don't expect this to be a huge product for people. This is kind of just for fun. And so I'm not really willing to pay 30 bucks a month right now for that. I'm hoping Amazon, let's type in amazon.com API. I already checked that one out. I haven't looked at all the APIs on this marketplace. Oh yeah, I did. I already looked at that one. I want to find an API that gives me access to product name, image, and price that doesn't cost me a lot of money. I found one that's free, but I only get to access one product per day, which isn't really going to work. Because as soon as I have more than one user, I'm done. And that was this one right here, one product a day. The next tier is 20 bucks and it gives you like 10 a day, which isn't much better. So that's not an option. Amazon's official product API, you have to be a seller and their requirements are they ask for a lot of information. Their requirements are pretty strict and you have to commit at least upfront to 6 months as a seller. And so I didn't really want to do that. Let's see. Okay, they've got a search API. It's a freemium model, which means I might be able to get what I want out of it. 150 a month. I mean, plus 1 cent each after. Okay, so if I had 1,000 a month, so what's 850? Oh, it's not too bad. Okay, maybe we'll come back to this one. This is Amazon price. Amazon price. Need to remember that. Okay, it looks like it started up, and it says it successfully pulled. That's not good. It should not have pulled anything. Okay. Let me close this out. So it says successfully pulled UUID from shared preferences. The problem is this is the first time this has been run. And so there shouldn't be the UID in shared preferences. So I thought it was supposed to error if that happened. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Let's see here. Expression of void can't be used. Whoa. That was weird. Okay. I'm just gonna rebuild. Thanks. Yeah, so I thought about scraping. It's just a lot of back-end work. I don't know if I want to do that. I think I might rather just pay. Because scraping every single time that the user search, and they might search for a while and they could search a lot, and it could end up costing me a lot because I'd probably host it on like a server somewhere, whether it's through AWS or elsewhere. And so it would end up costing me probably more if I did like a scraping script and did all of that myself. I don't know. 150 and then a cent for each additional one doesn't sound too bad. Or what was it? Pay 20 bucks a month and get like 10,000 or 100,000. We'll look at that when we get there, but for now, okay, successfully pulled UID closure string function. Okay, so that's not good. So let's I think it's a capital R is the hot restart, right? Yeah, one capital R. Okay, so it is null. So we'll just say if temp UID is equal to null. I could have sworn that if this value was null, it would just throw an error, but I must be wrong. That was my bad. So if that happens, I want to do this logic. Okay. Yeah. Let's take another look. Hot restart. Okay, now it's set it. Let's do one more hot restart. And this time, since it's been set, we should read an actual value. And let me just make sure we're printing that out so I can see it. And that'll be UID. Okay. Sweet. Okay, so we've got a UUID that we can work with now. So that's working. Let's center the column. Let's start working on just visually, just clean this up really quick. Main axis alignment. center. Okay, I'm actually going to kill this from terminal now that it's actually working. And I'm going to rerun it from main. That way I have this menu bar and I can just hit restart. Okay. My goodness, why is it? Oh, seriously, now it built right when I quit? I thought for a second it was broken or something. Nothing was happening. Just taking a little while, I guess. Okay, I did also notice that we didn't see anything. You can see here it says 0.0. The height is all weird on this thing. So I want to set it to 50, and I'm talking about the liquid circular progress indicator. Okay, so it's up and running. I can quit out of that. Let's initially set to 0.5, and then it's being smushed. I don't know why it's being smushed. That's weird. Something's up. Yeah, let's go back to that package real quick. Liquid circular progress indicator. We're just gonna grab what they used momentarily. This will be value. And width, fine. Vertical. Okay. I'll restart. Come on, it's still smushed. And the issue is that there's nothing for width, height, size, any of that. Like, these are all of the different options available. So I'm wondering if, like, do I need to put it in like a container that's like committed to a certain size? Media query .of context .size .width divided by 1.3. And to give it a perfectly round shape, I'll make height the exact same. Okay, I guess I just need to put it in its own container. Otherwise it gets smushed. It's kind of weird, but whatever. Okay, so that's fine. Let's center the column. There we go. And let's go back to what we were doing. So instead of colors.pink, we want colors.blue, like water. Get rid of all of these comments. They're unnecessary. Background color will be transparent. I just want whatever ends up being the background color to be the background color of this. And then I don't want a border color, nor do I want a border width. I am curious though if I can always stopped animation. Okay, and let's give the background something weird to see if it looks as expected. Yep. For now, let's do like a weird, oh, no. Didn't mean to screenshot that. Thought I was doing like a gray color. Yeah, so see, black 26 or so is gray. Hot restart. Why is the background not gray? Okay, for now we're just gonna do this. We're gonna do that. That white. I'm sorry, that blue, this white. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now we need a way for the user to enter. Actually, hold on. Instead of loading, we want this to be $, value. Actually, let's do this. What's up, Shivam? Or Shivam, I'm sorry. With shared preferences, yeah. Yeah, we're actually using shared preferences here. So if you have a question, by all means, let me know. I will show you in just a second. Let me just finish writing out this while I'm still on this train of thought. So I want to times that by 100, dot toString. Oops. Isn't defined for the type double. Oh, didn't have a capital S. Okay. And then after that, I want to have a percentage sign. Okay. And then I want to change the styling. Text style size is going to be 24. Is it that small? Okay, I swear this isn't updating properly. I'll restart. That would be why. Had an error there. Hold on. I'm gonna close that. See what's going on with this text error. Column. Expected to find. Wait a second. Ah, there it is. Okay, let me reboot that and then let me check out this message. So quickly what I'm building as far as the app is the user can put a product that they want to purchase, but they don't have money for at the moment, they're saving up for. And then it shows them the progress and how much they've saved. And then they can input, like, I've saved an extra this amount of money towards that product. And then once they've reached 100%, it'll prompt them to purchase it. And the idea is it's to help you realize how much of your bank account you've actually dedicated towards purchasing that item. So that's kind of the idea. Shivam, how to store a sign up data and authenticate in the login page. Okay, so are you saying you want to like remember what the email was and like password was that the user had previously entered? Because doing authentication, you don't typically want to store that information in local preferences and shared preferences. Like you can store the email, but I would never store the password. It's probably not smart, would be my guess. Yes, okay. Yeah, so to store, I'll show you what we did here. We actually already set this up. So obviously I imported the package, right? So what you're going to want to do is you want to create an instance of shared preferences, and you do this by saying create a shared preferences object. You want to call await shared preferences.get instance, and then there's two types of methods within shared preferences. You have get, you have getters and you have setters. Sorry. So if we look prefs.get, we can get booleans, doubles, ints, keys, strings, string list. In your case, if you're storing an email, you'd be interested in get string. And you would say, like, I want to get whatever was stored in the email key. But in order to get it, you first need to set it. And so when the user signs up or registers or, I'm sorry, like logs into the app, you would then, right before you kind of authenticate them, or actually you probably want to do this after you authenticated them to make sure that it was successful. But wherever it is that you validate that, right afterwards you'd want to call set string. And there's two values you need to set. You need to first set a key, which is what that value can be looked up by and what get string is going to reference. And then the second value is going to be the email itself that you want to store. So you would just say like whatever, email controller, whatever it is, .text. Yeah. So that's how you use shared preferences. It's really simple and straightforward. It's really nice to work with, but generally you don't want to store information that's like highly sensitive, like a password in shared preferences. I feel like that, I haven't read anywhere that you shouldn't do that, but it just feels bad. If it feels bad, you probably shouldn't do it, but you can. Cambodia, awesome. Welcome. I am in North Carolina in the US right now. So it's 4:19 local time right now. Can we store multiple sign-up dates and log in through any of the sign-up data? So like multiple different accounts. At this point, what I would probably say to do is to store that information in a database, because again, shared preferences is meant for like small amounts of information. You don't want to store a ton of data in shared preferences. It's not good practice. Like if you want, in my case, I'm only storing a UID. You could store a handful of values, but realistically, if you're going to have like a list that could potentially go to the nth number, like that doesn't sound like good practice. I would at that point look to store it in, I would look to store it in a database of some kind. Shivam. But again, I mean, I would also ask the if you're a member of it, the Flutter Slack channel. There's a huge community. I would just post it there on probably questions beginner would be the right channel for it, and see what other people think, because that's just kind of my opinion. I don't actually know for sure if that is truly frowned upon. I would just post on there. You'll get people respond pretty quickly and get some other opinions on that. Firebase auth multiple logins. Yeah, you can do that. Or are you asking Shivam? Okay, yeah, so let me show you real quick. Let's go to flutter.dev. If you go to community, you'll see here has the GitHub page for Flutter, Google Groups. I don't think a lot of people use that. But right here, this is where you want to look. So you want to go right here to Flutter Community Slack, click Learn More. It will post the invite link, and it'll prompt you to download Slack, or you can continue in browser. And you have all of these different channels. So like I'll click on Questions Beginner, for example. So people just post a question, and like you could see here, we've got Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Like people post very regularly, and there's dozens of these channels. And so you just find the channel that fits your question best. So yeah, I would say beginner, intermediate, or maybe backend. And then just post your question. People are typically pretty good about answering those questions. Beginner, you will get, you will get the most responses by posting on beginner. I think that's the one that people check out the most, as they're typically simpler, easier questions to answer. And so I just posted there. Yeah, no problem. Okay, so we last left off with the circular progress, or not circular progress indicator, the liquid circular progress indicator. Let me pull up in the emulator. Let's see about that linear one. We talked about it earlier, potentially using the linear progress indicator. Okay. I want to see what happens if I put a decoration on this. I'm actually just curious if the indicator will fill up the container. So like if I were to put a border radius. Circular. I'm curious if it'll make. No. Yeah, that's what I thought. Actually. Yeah, no. So I'm curious now as to how they got that rounded shape. Maybe there's an additional field inside of liquid progress indicator. Oh, there is. There's a border width built right in. Okay. Border radius dot circular. Let's go with 25. Although, is that the wrong type? Oh, you just pass it right in. Okay. Cool. I don't know. What do you guys think? Linear progress indicator or circular indicator? I kind of like circular, but linear is also pretty cool. I need to put a border on this if I were to do linear for sure. So both of these are liquid. It's the same library that I'm using, but they have linear ones and they have circular ones. They also have some custom ones, like you do like a heart or a house, stuff like that. I'm wondering if you can put any icon for that actually. Hold on. Linear. Okay, so you have custom. Okay, and then you pass in a path object to create like these custom ones. I want to do either this or this vertical. Which one do you guys like the most? I will share this code on GitHub afterwards. Yes, I'll do that. I'll put my, actually, let me see here. Go to my GitHub right now. I might have something similar. So it's just Bo Blyle, B-O, and then Blyle as found in the, what you call it, channel name. I'm trying to think if I have any public ones right now that are similar. Water Watchers, do we use shared preferences? Can't remember. I think I did. Yeah. Yeah, so there's already a project on here called Water Watchers. It's a very basic app. It's incomplete, but it's got all the code you would need if you're looking to do shared preferences. It's already got all that code. So you can check that out. Not Bo Beats? No, not Bo Beats. Okay. Let's go with circular for now. We'll just leave it at that. We can kind of keep moving along. Actually, I have one more thought. Sorry. I want to know what happens if I do this. Do border radius. Okay, not 100. Let's try 200. 300. Does it cap? It must cap at a certain amount. I was about to say you could just make a circular one from the linear one, but doesn't look like they allow that. I wouldn't be surprised if you looked at the code if that's all it was, is they just changed the border radius of the linear. Okay, so we've got that. Let's go ahead and clean up all this up above. So actually, no, let's go for functionality first. So let's put in some kind of input field. I'm thinking it'll be better if we did a pop-up. I think it'll look cleaner. I think it'll feel better. So we'll do a bottom right floating action button. And it'll have a plus sign on it, or maybe a dollar sign on it. We'll figure that out. And then it'll pop open a modal where the user can enter in an amount that they want to contribute towards their goal. Okay. And then maybe right under this, or maybe as part of this, instead of saying 50%, we just show the dollar amount that they've gotten so far. I'm not going to go live every night. My schedule is kind of chaotic, so I work full time as a software engineer. So I have like a regular kind of like 9 to 5 sort of job. And then, yeah, so it's difficult to say exactly when. I try to keep to a consistent schedule of posting once a week on YouTube. And then I try to go live when I can. It's been pretty crazy though with the holiday seasons here in the US. And so my schedule's kind of been changing quite a bit on week-to-week basis. I'm going to try to get consistent again with specific dates for streaming after the new year. But for now, it's hard to predict. So I work for a company called Enterbridge. We do pricing analytics, and I just work in Java and JavaScript. Okay, so we can remove this entry, go down to our scaffold and add a floating action button. Okay, floating action button will have an onPressed method, which will eventually call a pop-up. For now, I'll just say floating action pressed. And is it body, child? Oh wait, I'm in the onPress method. I'm sitting here wondering like, why isn't this working? Child will be icons dot, is it add? Yeah, add. Color will be colors dot white. And then I need to change the background of floating action button to be colors dot blue. That's kind of hard to see. Maybe I should invert them. Let's first make the icon bigger and then kind of see how that looks. $50's too big. 40 feels good. Let's change that to blue and this to white. See how that looks. Nope, 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 nope. That does not look good. I'm wondering if there's a way to bolden this. Hold on, let's take a look at what values we have available. Just want it to feel thicker. Let's take a look at what icons we have available. Flutter icons. I don't want to have to use another package, so I'd like to stick to material icons if we can. Let's look for all the ones with, oh, that's not happening. There we go. Nope. Thought it would scroll me down, didn't realize it'd take me to a new page. See you, Shavam. Good luck with whatever it was that you were working on. Cupertino. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. Okay. So that's just the basic one. We could do that. It might look a little strange. Yeah, so let's make sure it fills the whole space if we're going to do that. It's too big. Slightly too big. The other issue is that this won't, no, that's not going to look good. Because each device is going to have a different height and width, and it's going to change how big that floating action button is, and I'm just going to keep it as is for now. I'd preferably like it to be thicker, but that'll serve its purpose. If we look at a debug, floating action pressed, yeah, that's working. Okay, so let's get going on that pop-up. I could build an alert dialog from scratch, although I saw a new library the other day that I kind of wanted to test out. Oh man, where did I see it though? I don't remember. Oh, that's gonna kill me. I really wanted to use a specific pop-up package. I saw it in some kind of Flutter publication thing. Let's check out Flutter gems so we can get kind of a preview of the different ones available. We want pop-ups or modals, not sure what they call it on here. Notification tab, drawer, dialogues. That's what they call it. Okay. Some of these are too simple to where I just wouldn't care to use them because it's basically the same thing as using alert dialog. Custom dialog. Ooh, I like that. Okay, I'm leaning towards this one right now. The only action is the user inputs a dollar amount and clicks a button that says yes or cancel. We're doing it. We're checking out this one. Good. iOS and Android. Okay. To be expected. Okay, so we have a pop-up. Maybe this is more tedious than I was hoping. Is there a way to like view the templates they have available? Please, please, please. I get customizing, but I don't want to use and like have to customize my own template. I'd like to just use one that's already done. Okay, Blue Rocket. Okay, so I think these are the templates. Coin. Ooh. Actually, I like that. Template coined. We can work with that. Okay, so let's go pub.dev beautiful dialog. Oh, it's called pop-up. Okay, so we are going to use a template. Then we are going to call popup.show, and then we'll have some logic in there for the user doing something. Although, come to think of it, I don't actually know if you can enter in anything. I think it might just be like a buttons only sort of deal. Let's go to live demo and check it out. Where did I see that? Live demo. Template coined. Okay, maybe this isn't the one for me. Okay, back to gems, Flutter gems. Find dialogues again. Let's go simpler this time. I just need input a dollar amount, click add. Very simple. But I want it to look smoother. I don't want to have to customize it too much myself. Hence why I want to use a package. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna use my own. Actually, let's do this in the meantime. Maybe I'll come back to that, look around a little bit more. Let's style everything else first. So text, this will be title. Let me change this to title. And then it'll have this. And then an image. Okay, this is just placeholder stuff for now. I'll swap it out later for legitimate data. Okay, so I want $, then another $, cost. Error on the image. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. Let's try 250 on the image. That's good. And I want to do it 250 on the width. Actually, no, let's do it by the height. That way we know we're positioning everything correctly this way. I'm wondering. No, that's fine. Kind of just going on these side thoughts in my head. Let's style this with some text style. We'll do colors.white. Nope. Font size will be 24. Higher. Let's do 30. Okay. We want to do max lines equal to 2. And then we want to do overflow will be text overflow the ellipses, because some of the names of products on Amazon are really long. And if we do actually hook it up to the APIs, we need to make sure we handle overflows. 2 lines is enough. Let's do price now. Let me just copy the styling over to price. Okay, and I can get rid of the centering on the column and change it to some space between. Oh, no, space evenly or space around? I don't like any of these, actually. Maybe I will stick with center and just add some custom padding in. image, and then let's add padding around this guy. We'll add 15 vertically. Ah. Okay, there we go. Symmetric, vertical, 15. Okay. Let's add a border to this guy. Post this. Let's look it up again. Liquid progress indicator. So it's just, you don't actually add a border, it looks like you just add a color and width. Colors dot white. Okay, that's fine for now. While I've got Firebase up as well, let's go ahead and hack out some of these methods. So we're gonna have future, that's going to be void where we set some information. So we're gonna say set item, and it's gonna have a name, double, that is the price. We want to take in the UID, and then image URL. Okay. Let's put a comma here so it's easier to read. Okay, so we're going to say Firebase Firestore. Hold up. Import that. Dot instance dot collection users dot doc UID dot set. And then we'll set name of the product. We'll set URL of the product. We will set, not UID, price. And then we'll set a value called saved. The idea being, if there was a previous value, we'll overwrite it back to 0. Oh no, that's tricky actually. Maybe we won't do saved. For now we will, but I'm just thinking if the user saved up a certain amount and then they decide I don't want that item anymore and I want to switch it over, and we call this set item, it would basically say all that money you saved goes back to 0, which we don't want. We want to carry it over. So I need to consider that later on. For now, this will do. We want a method to read information. And I'll have to make a class called item. Or I'll call it product. And we'll pass in the UID. And now I need to create that class. So we have a name, we have a URL. Actually, I'll just call it URL. And then we have a price. Actually, let's add one more item. Let's add a saved. And then we can just, yeah, that'll be good. Let's do that. Product. Actually, let's make this all these final. Okay, so that's our class. Let's close the sidebar. Exit out of that finally. Import product. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say document reference ref is equal to Firebase Firestore dot instance dot collection, and it's going to be users dot doc uid dot get. Actually, no, just that. The doc. Yeah, because that's my reference. And then I can call ref.get. And let me just make sure that I'm calling this properly. And so I'm going to Flutterfire. Need a Flutter from Ghana. Awesome. Welcome. And welcome, Davelet. Davelet. I'm sorry, my pronunciation with non-American names is terrible. Feel sleep but don't want to sleep. Yeah, I feel that way all the time. Okay, so let's see here. This is read data, one-time read. That's what we're dealing with, a one-time read. Although I'm starting to think we could just use a stream builder instead of all this. It might be better. Yeah, we're gonna use a stream builder for actually reading the data, which means I don't need you product, which means I don't need that class. Trash. Okay, so yeah, I only need this one method for now. Quit out of that. Quit out of API because I'm not getting to that yet. Okay, let's do the stream builder first, actually. That sounds fun. I think everything within my column widget can be within the stream builder. Okay. Add the required element. Perfect. Return that. Awesome. Let's just make sure this still builds for now. It does. Okay. And my stream is going to be Firebase Firestore. .instance .collection. Collection is going to be users. .doc. Is it UID. .get. Where's it .snapshot? Yeah, that's it. .snapshots. Okay. And then I think that this is going to change from an async snapshot of dynamic, I think, to something else. I think it's going to be like a document reference. Oh, feels bad. I've actually done several videos and tutorials on this. I'm going to check out an existing story where I did this. Feels bad, guys. Always forget this stuff, and I've written about it a dozen times. Is it an async snapshot value or something else? That's what I'm curious about. So that's a query snapshot, but that's dealing with a collection. So is it the same? Okay, no, we're just gonna leave it as is. See if we have any issues reading from it, and then kind of go from there. So let's do this. Print snapshot.data.data. Attempt to read name. Nothing's been set yet. But I bet you if I put, so let's see, what's this user's unique identifier value? Yeah, exception. What is... That's it. I'm gonna hard code this in for now just to see if my stream builder is gonna work. Oh, cool. That's pretty cool. Brazil. How's it going, Theo? Fun fact, I lived in Brazil for 2 years in Recife, up in the Northeast. Nordeste. Okay, so this is gonna be users. Document ID, it's gonna be that. Name. Test. Oh, I didn't initialize app. Come on, Bo. So basic, and yet Firebase dot I think there's one more thing I need to like I need to override. What is it called? I need to override something. What is that? It's like hold up, we're gonna look up a recent project that I like just did. Nope, I don't use that there. Let's do this guy. Main. Oh my goodness. Widgets Flutter binding, that's what it is. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Hard restart. Okay, tried calling data. Data was null. Okay. So let's see if snapshot is null. So where is that? Right here. So let's just print out snapshot. And actually no, snapshot dot data. No Firebase app has been created. Okay, instance of document snapshot. Okay. Let's again. Okay. So we've got null being printed from somewhere. Instance of document snapshot. Okay, so it initially says snapshot null, and then says instance of document snapshot. So we'll need to put some logic for if we're still waiting for data not to be null. Or yeah. Let's see what we get if we do that. Okay. And let's see if we get even more specific. Add, delete some Firestore data types for stream builders. So with stream builders, it's basically a way to read data. So it's always going to be listening, and when a change is detected in Firestore, it will show those changes and basically create, like, set the state again on your app. So the idea being is that once it's all set up and good to go, once the user adds money, we won't have to like call another method. The stream builder will just update the value for this automatically. That's kind of the idea. To add and delete, like we're gonna have separate methods, and we already created one of them in here for set item. So we're basically adding something to Firestore, and so I'm gonna have separate methods that I call to change the data. And that's going to be done through like a pop-up that'll be here when I click this button. But the stream builder is meant for like reading the data. Yeah. So I know that that's what I like. Okay, so we'll say if snapshot dot has data. Oh my goodness. Return circular progress indicator. Okay, so I'm going to move this over real quick. Hopefully it'll show circular progress indicator for like half a second. No, it threw an error still. Okay, that didn't work as expected. Why? Home screen. No Firebase app default has been created. Call Firebase.initialize app. So that's an issue because I do call Firebase.initialize app. Oh, I'm not waiting on it though. That's my bad. That's my bad. That makes more sense. I'm just checking Discord real quick. Where is Discord? Nope. Speaking of, if any of you are not on the Discord channel, I typically have Discord open almost all day, every day. And so if you ever have questions regarding anything, I typically answer a lot of Firebase questions. But if you have any questions whatsoever, if you want to get announcements when we go live on the channel, when new videos come out, that sort of thing, just join the Discord channel. If you go to blile.dev, and then you check out contact, you'll see here the Discord button and it'll give you an invite. Otherwise, if you go to blile.dev, scroll to the very bottom, there's also like these little social links at the bottom. So that's how you can find the Discord. And so if you want another way to get Flutter help outside of the Slack channel, outside of Stack Overflow, that sort of thing, be sure to join the Discord so you can get help there. Okay, so let's restart this and hopefully those errors go away. They did not, but it's a different error, which is good. A document path must be a non-empty string. Failed assertion, line 57. Okay. So my guess is that it's trying to call this prior to UID being set. Yeah, that'd be my guess. I'm curious if just something as simple as that fixes that though. And it did. It just couldn't be empty. But I do also want to see again if we get the circular progress indicator that we're looking for. Oh, it's so fast. It's impossible. Okay, it is there. Actually, no, that's a circular progress indicator for the image, which looking at, if you look really closely, it's a giant oval right now, which we don't like. So we need to fix that. But I didn't see the circular progress indicator within the stream builder. So maybe need to check out that as well. Yeah, so just go to blile.dev. That's the entire URL. And you'll see those social links. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm pretty active on Twitter, GitHub, Discord, all that. Okay, so let's see here. Where's our image, our network image? Cache network image, there they are. Okay, so we need to change this. Oh no. To this. A container with a circular progress indicator. And now we can give it a height of 75 and a width of 75 and a color Actually, no, we don't want to give it a color. We want to give circular progress indicator a color, however. I think I'm going to do value color. Colors dot white. Doesn't like that. Oh, it has to be a color swatch. Eh. Yeah, we'll just leave it blank, and then when we get to adding a theme later on, that'll get fixed. But in the meantime, let's see if... Okay, it's still pretty oval-like, but it looks more circular now. We'll go back to that later. I'll leave it for now. Okay, I think the next thing would be to go to the add button. But I'm probably going to stop streaming here soon and grab some dinner. And that'll actually give me a chance to check out some other packages I might use for the add button, for the pop-up. So I think that's a good place to stop momentarily. And then I'll jump back on maybe later tonight. We'll see, though. We'll see what I have time for. But yeah, if you want to stay active and see what's going on the channel and when I'm on next, make sure you click the like button, click the subscribe button, and then click the notification button. If you don't want a lot of notifications, though, just turn those off. But make sure you subscribe to the channel so you see when I go active next. I do have all of my projects on GitHub. Well, I should clarify, not all of my projects. I do have all of them on there, but some are private. But all projects that you see me stream, that you see me place on YouTube, I typically do make those public on my GitHub page. You can find that GitHub page by going to blyle.dev, scrolling to the bottom, and then boom, GitHub. I think it's under contact. No, it's not. But blyle.dev at the bottom of the page, GitHub. Thought that link was broken for a second. Or it skipped a beat. And yeah, you can find me on GitHub here. And I have all my projects. Some of the more popular ones that people look at, I try to place right here within my main README. And Discord link is also on the website. So check that out. And yeah, it was nice talking to you guys. Thanks for joining the stream. And I'll catch you guys next time.